Hi, I am Su-Hie. Today, I would like to talk about the positioning of the research problem in creative arts thesis. Creative arts was recognized as a discipline by Malaysian Qualifications Agency in 2011. Creative arts is one of the soft sciences, so we expect there will be certain similarities with the soft sciences in talking about the significance of the research, which is usually based on one of these. First, the research problem is an important area to study. Secondly, the topic is still under-researched. And number three, the study will have practical applications. Our focus is on industrial design research reports, which falls into the creative arts. But there will be certain differences we expect because of the focus on visual and creative approaches, such as visualization, photography, 3D modeling, and so on. So the positioning of the research problem. What is the starting point of the design process? It could have a research orientation, which means we start from the findings on the society issues and problems. And with that, we bring in our observations and our imagination to conceptualize the research problem, to come up with a new product design, and to solve societal issues and problems. We could have a practical orientation, whereby we start not with the findings, but with the ergonomic problems of certain products or designs. Which is more popular? We don't know, because there's inadequate research on creative arts thesis. Which leads us to our study to examine the positioning of the research problem in creative arts thesis written by undergraduate and postgrad students in Malaysia. Method of study, we use content analysis of 11 theses, and the topics range from creative park chairs to lip synchronization animation. Instrument is an analysis framework we formulated because there is none at the moment. So it was formulated through inductive-oriented thematic analysis of the 11 theses. And there were two important aspects to study, which is impetus or reason for the study and the support for the research problem. The details on this I will show you in the results because these are obtained from the results through the inductive analysis. Results and discussion. The first result on the impetus for the study. Out of the 11 theses we studied, all of them justified the importance of their study based on practical problems with existing products or situation, which is why they wanted to do a new product design. Only two touch on the lack of research on the situation. Here, I have an example of how a student writes about the problems with existing products or situation. T3 says, however, there are still no environmentally friendly light commercial vehicles introduced to the market. Next, we have an example for the lack of research on the situation. T7 was studying camper vans designs. So T7 says, according to previous research, travel is often known as a getaway from stressful situation, a way for relaxation and education. The recent research that caught the researchers' interest was there are benefits. And T7 goes on, also mentioning again previous research. But do not be misled. T7 never cited any specific findings. T7 is just mentioning previous research and recent research. In the research-oriented positioning of the research problem, T7 should actually have cited specific findings on the camper van design and how it will benefit families and adults who do not like to stay in hotels during holidays. Next, we move on to the second part of the results on the support for the research problem. There are 4 ways that students use to justify the benefits of the proposed solution to the problems. The most common one is just explaining the benefits of the proposed solution. Let me show you this. T2 wanted to come up with a better design for speed bumps in the car parks in the shopping mall. And so justified that this is a product that is a green product that can generate energy without using gas. T2 does not only talk about this kind of speed bump being more friendly to cars, but also actually talk about this being more energy saving. Number two, students like to cite facts to help them explain. You see, T1 studied the furniture design of the classroom, the tables and chairs for students, and cited Passos et al. 1999 to say that there are public health concerns over the effect of bad posture on the students. This is correct. It's a correct move by students to anchor the description of the research problem in the literature. Thirdly, this is an example of the 2 postgraduate students and 1 undergraduate student who can actually cite past findings to support the importance of the research problem. T10, who studied furniture design that shows the local identity, cited Abdullah et al. 2013 to say that there is a lack of locally identifiable furniture design. However, in writing this paper, I found that T10 was not thorough in searching for studies on local identity in furniture design. We actually came across Ahmad et al. 2015, who studied national identity in office chair design. If T10 had this information, T10 could argue that every place has its uniqueness and there are various other types of furniture which remains to be studied other than office chair. And this will make the researcher come across as more informed about ongoing research and past research in the field. And lastly, reasoning based on personal observations. T6 wanted to design an ablution place so that the disabled can collect the water for prayer. So T6 used personal observations. This is not advisable even in the creative arts thesis or research. Observations can give rise to ideas for research, but the literature search must follow. And it is important to have a research orientation so that the novelty of the product design is much stronger. So in conclusion, what did we find out? We found that the research problem in the creative arts thesis are mostly positioned from a practical orientation angle. That is, they found problems with the existing products or situations which warrants a new product design. And we also found that undergraduate students like to use their reasoning and mention previous studies, but did not cite the specific findings. The postgrad students were better at doing this. And finally, we found that yes, while the creative arts does fit into the soft sciences, there is still certain differences in the focus. And therefore, instead of just relying on the search of empirical findings in the past, it may be good to do patent search because that can offer very useful information for justifying the significance of innovations and inventions. And the focus in the patent search will bring up product designs, and all the researchers in the industrial design can then use the available information from the patent search to say, this is the novelty of our product. Thank you very much.